Hello, hello. This is Chris Price Music with Sibelius Scholar, and today I'm going to teach you how to use the mixer. I love the mixer. Mixer is my best friend. I'm going to open him up by pressing M. And as you can see right here, we have all these little bars and all these little icons to the left. Let's start with these bars right here. They're simply volume knobs. So if I want trumpet 1 to be louder, I make it louder. If I want them to be more quiet, I make them more quiet. If I double click it, it zeroes out. As you can see, sometimes some sounds are by default a little bit louder than others. That's just how Sibelius works. Now if we go over here, you can see a few of these little buttons right here. You have your FX. Your FX can be things like delay, reverb, all that sorts. Show them and hide them by clicking this button right here. Next you have your virtual instruments. So in Sibelius, all instruments are tied to a virtual instrument. For example, I have some with Contact and I have some with Note Performer. Note Performer being one of the virtual instruments I'm using to control a lot of these, and Contact being another to control just the drums probably and the click. Then this blue right here, that's all the instruments itself. And then the I, that just controls the master volume, showing it or hiding it. Now where the real fun comes in is these bars. Let's click them a few times, and the first time we click it, we got some more settings coming up. So we can have the trim for the FX. We can also pan everything. So if you want this alto saxophone to sound like it's coming from the left way over here, we can do that. We can also mute some people, and if you need to, you can solo them. Now, by default, the click is muted because it's basically a metronome. But if we unmute it and we listen, let's go ahead and play it. We have a click. It's even showing the volume right here. Now when we click this again, we have a ton more settings. So if you have effects, you're able to load them right here. I have none, so I have no option to use them. But if I wanted to, I could send these instruments right here to the effects by turning up or down the sends. But I have none, so let's go ahead and leave it off. This over here is where the real magic comes in. You can't really change the channel. It's stuck on that channel, but that's okay. We're not too worried about it. Down here we have a test button. We click it and it'll test out what it sounds like. Awesome. Then we have this gear. Shows the plugin interface. So I have Note Performer right here. Above that we have the patch. With the patch we can choose what we want the instrument to sound like. As you can see, I can change this percussion to be orchestral percussion or some sort of drum set. That's because it's drums. Different instruments sometimes are limited in what they can choose for patches. Above that, we have the virtual instrument. In this case, it's already on Note Performer, but I can change it to Contact if I would like to. When we do that, everything else glitches. This is very common, don't worry about it. Underneath that now, I have Auto instead. But this isn't really what I want. So let's go back to Note Performer. Let's put it on Drum Set Sticks. Auto just means it will choose for itself. Auto is very slow. It will be fast at the start, but as you start adding more and more notes, it will get slower and slower. Now let's go ahead and look at the other instruments. Over here, as you can see, it's already on auto or unallocated. When it's in parentheses, that means it's on auto mode. So what we want to do is make it not auto mode, because that slows it down when it's going auto. So instead, we're going to go to the bottom one, select a virtual instrument, and then select the instrument that we want. So as you can see, I can go inside here, and now I have the alto saxophone. Again, everything will glitch. It says unallocated, but it is not unallocated. In fact, if I go up here and I play some notes, there it goes. It's an alto saxophone again. Now, yes, you would have to do this for every single instrument. It can be very tedious. This is why I love templates. Make as many. By filling out all the instruments, everything will run way smoother. There's a big taboo about never touching the mixer, but I highly disagree. Use the mixer to your advantage. Be very careful not to turn things up too much though, because you'll get a lot of clipping. What I like to do is I like to simply zero things out and adjust from there if needed. I'm not sponsored by Note Performer, but I love how the volumes are realistic. Some instruments will cut through where others won't, and it shows it. So I always zero it out, and it makes perfect sense. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Chris Price Music with Sibelius Scholar. Leave a like if this helped you out, and subscribe to see more.